Some of you may remember the last month when we had a table blitz, how I told you about how excited I was that my parents were here and how much fun we were having. That was Thursday, October the 18th. On Saturday morning, October the 20th, my mother passed away here in the Piedmont Hospital in Fayetteville. But I don't want to focus on the sadness of that event. I'd rather talk to you about what I did with my dad and how the things that we did helped both of us in dealing with the loss of my mom. See, Mom and Dad were married well over 68 years, and as much as I feel grief for my mom's loss, I can't imagine how much grief my dad felt when she passed away. Yes, I know Dad has to grieve. He has to process all those feelings. But I also want him to live a really healthy, happy life for the rest of the days that he actually has. Ever since Mom started dialysis about 2.5 years ago, I started going down to New Orleans to visit them. And every month I would go and I would stay for about a week every time that I went. They needed help with their diets. You see, my dad also has a lot of health issues. Chronic kidney disease, diabetes, chronic heart disease. They both need dietary help. They need to figure out what's going on. I also started an exercise regimen with my dad that he was getting pretty good at. But I realized when my mom passed away that exercise regimen might take a hit. So I did some research and I found out that there is a National Senior Olympics Games that takes place in Albuquerque in June of next year. So I started talking to my dad about this every night, and he started getting a little bit excited, and I planted the seed into his mind that not only could he compete in the Senior Olympics, that if he trained hard, he might win some of those races. It was wonderful. But to compete at the national level, you have to qualify at the state level. Luckily, I found the last event of the Louisiana Senior Olympic Games on November the 10th at a little town about 30 miles west of where my dad lives. With only 3 weeks to race day, Dad becomes unstoppable and trains relentlessly. He wakes up at 7, takes his necessary blood sugar readings, blood pressure readings, and oxygen readings, eats a healthy breakfast, goes outside, walks a mile, then comes back inside, and for about 1 hour, he does some floor and chair exercises. I also teach Dad how to use an iPhone app that tracks his progress. Believe it or not, that is a lot more difficult than the physical training. Every day, his speed, distance, and his stamina increase. iPhone comprehension, not so much. Race day finally arrives. The race organizer is thrilled to meet my dad. He is the oldest person in this contest. And you can see the results right here. As you can see, there's 2 gold medals on Dad's neck. He won the 800 and the 1500 meter race walk.
Wow.
Really proud of my dad. But I also have to tell you that he was the only contestant in the 90 years and above category.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful.
Still he qualified for nationals.
Wow.
They say you can't teach old dogs new tricks, but I'm here to tell you you can. My dad saw himself getting those gold ribbons draped around his neck, and he worked really, really hard every single day to go after the goals that he set for himself. Those repeated behaviors eventually morphed into unbreakable habits. And it's also important what you focus on, like I've said before. Yes, Mom passed away. Dad and I are both still grieving. But Dad chose to focus on winning the Olympics, even as he grieves the loss of his lifelong lover and companion. Yes, I still see Dad crying privately sometimes, but I also see his health improving and an intense desire to compete and win and a real passion for life.